Hey, everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Souliadis and brought to you by his book, The Bible of Bodybuilding, available on Amazon.com. Everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, PED use. And if you're on Amazon buying books, this great book, Real Bodybuilding by Ron Harris, you can get that too. And now, all the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome Dr. George Souliadis. How are you, Doctor?
I'm fine. I'm very excited because yesterday I just got the official announcement of the Olympia University.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
What's that?
It's actually the educational seminars organized by Michael Palmieri and Dominate Your Game in the Arnold. But now Dan Solomon approved to have a speak about fitness and health during the Olympia, which is going to be much larger, of course, in the Venetian, but also in the Planet Hollywood. The Venetian is going to be the expo, and in Planet Hollywood, the show.
Yeah,
it's a large thing, and I'm honored to be hosted again. And of course, Rick Collins will be in the panel, and each of us afterwards will have to develop a lecture on his own. So my topic will be the role of skeletal muscle as a metabolic regulator.
Oh, okay.
And actually, this was one of my extra columns in MD last month, I think so.
So when do you speak? Is it Friday or Saturday?
It's the round table is on Thursday and my lecture is on Saturday.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Olympia University. Wow.
Yes. It's great.
Cool. That's a cool name. Because Arnold has Arnold Education Seminar, and now they're going to have Olympia University.
Yeah, I want to change, of course. And yes, tomorrow I'm flying to Dubai with the Panata crew.
Nice.
And Brandon Kerry will be there.
I bet a lot of people will be there. Dubai, everyone wants to go to Dubai. I bet there's going to be dozens and dozens of big names there. Yeah, get some pictures, get some video, man. I want to see it.
I promised Jennifer I'll try to have some videos and pictures in the front seat if I'm able to sit over there. No?
Yeah, because you'll be seated right up front. You'll have good seats, I'm sure. So let's get to. We have just a few questions this week, but I started off with a really good one. This is something people are going to have to encounter as they continue to use steroids for years and years. Anybody who does do that, like myself and a lot of people my age, do steroids stop working as well after being on them for years? If so, is it because of receptor downgrade, or is that a myth?
It's not a myth, because actually the beginners, the starters, are able to catch up in muscle gains way easier, much more, because the receptors suck up and assimilate very much the compound, rather than the advanced pro bodybuilders that in most of the cases no more than 5 pounds per year is able to do different. Of course, Ronnie had 20 pounds, but maybe Ronnie was a genetic freak and something different happened. So it's not a myth. And actually also other receptors like the beta-2. So if you use very regularly the clenbuterol, then you need to increase the dose.
So like, what about regular steroids? So say if, when I started steroids many years ago, less than a gram a week gave me spectacular results. Like, 500 milligrams a test, I would do like 400 milligrams a deca, and I would just blow up. I used to put on all kinds of weight, size, and strength. But as years and years go by, do you need more steroids? You need different steroids to get the same effect? We
have to take under consideration the fact that back in your early days, they were all pharmaceutical grade legitimate stuff, not underdose, and the same compound. Now they mix the compounds, they mix also, they make them underdose, even just oil, nothing else. So I used to use 10 milligrams of Anavar pharmaceutical grade from Italy, and I think in 30 milligrams a day was enough. Now you use 50 milligrams, and perhaps you don't expect the same. Now Anavar perhaps is faked with Winstrol. Anyway, myself also, while on testosterone replacement therapy, I see that I need to implement the HCG to increase my own production. And this is actually one of the ways to increase your sex drive. But initially, people who enter the DRT in the first 6 months, they feel spectacular well, and then they hit a plateau. So they need to introduce some HCG. Now, for the receptors, perhaps you need to change the compounds every 4 weeks, doing a bulking program you need to start perhaps with nandralone, then go to equipose, then go to trembolone enanthate, change the compounds. Because each compound has different pharmacokinetics,
Yeah.
I don't think there are different receptors, but some steroids work differently than others.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but it does seem like with TRT, that seems to be standard where you don't have to increase it. People stay on 100 to 200 milligrams forever.
Yes, because you don't have to expect massive gains. It's about working well as a biological entity,
Right. Okay, cool. So that covers that. Someone wants to know your opinion about the prohormone nanodrol. My friend in the UK.
I never tried it. And actually, I wanted to avoid this question because I never tried it. No personal experience.
I never heard of it. I mean, it's superdrol. It's crazy to me that superdrol is still around on the underground scene because that was manufactured as a prohormone like 20 years ago. But it became so popular that you still see on the underground people buying and using superdrol when they have Tren and Equipoise and Test and all these other things available. So
they're trying for the super combo, but in simple things, it's found the truth,
Yeah. Okay. Next one, nandralone. Should nandralone be considered neurotoxic? If it is neurotoxic, then would this be dose dependent, or would it be neurotoxic at all doses? And again, if there's neurotoxic, is there anything we can take to mitigate this? I've heard conflicting information on its neurotoxicity, and the results of any studies I've read seem ambiguous. Nandralone, is it neurotoxic?
Yeah, now this is an interesting thing because initially I thought that the neurotoxicity of an anabolic steroid was directly proportional to the androgenicity of the compound, but this is a myth. And nandralone breaks this myth. Trembolone, of course, is 5 times more androgenic than testosterone, but nandralone has androgenicity of 50, let's say half of the testosterone, which makes nandralone favorable for women also in off-season under low dose. But actually, it's true. As I was making my speech and my presentation for the Neuro Pharmacology Congress, the international this year, which was online, of course, because of the COVID, it was found that nandralone can affect the central nervous system. Okay, of course, it's dose dependent and time dependent. And I think, Ron, unfortunately, abuse is anything above the pharmaceutical grade. So 100 milligrams every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, if you go further than that, then it accumulates, and then you have the side effects in the liver and the lipids. I don't know, in the nervous system, in its time, in its years, okay, but it was estimated by professional weightlifters that because DECA is used now for 60 years, and they found that those that have been retired, they had issues in the MRIs by abusing, of course, nandralone.
Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, yes, we have to admit that it's not just about androgenicity. So halotren, M3 or even testosterone will make you a Hulk. I mean, a dickhead, but and deranged. But also, yeah, androlone can contribute to this.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about Tren making you deranged, of course, things like halotestin, but you don't hear that. You don't hear any horror stories about DECA and androlone. And it's
no, actually, yeah. I mean, well, if you combine it with 2 grams of test,
well, yeah.
But it's not just about being aggressive. You may have misconceptions, hallucinations, hearing voices. These are psychosis, insomnia, bipolar disorder. Just being aggressive and a dick.
Yeah. Well, I have felt a little crazy at times from being on high doses of different things. I don't know which compound was responsible, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Or were you bulking at the time? Were you in a diet?
Dieting. Yeah.
Diet is another stressing factor, physical and mental.
But I definitely felt a little crazy.
You're losing it.
Irrational thoughts, just things that didn't make sense.
Listen, if somebody, wants to take your seat on the parking, or things like that in the street, you're losing the temper.
Yeah,
you cannot
road
handle
rage.
the situation.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
you're ready for a fight, huh?
I always say to people, if you have a bad temper, if you have anger issues, steroids are a really bad idea. Because like Rick Collins always says, It's not going to turn a regular person into an asshole, but if you are an asshole, it's going to make you a bigger asshole. So, all right. Last one is, Doc, I've been having elevated liver enzymes for some time, ALT, AST in the 70s and 90s. I work out 6 days a week, heavy weights, only on TRT, 160 milligrams per week. Should I take a week off from gym and retest? I was told training can cause elevation. Also, my GGT and ALP and bilirubin were normal. Would appreciate your insight into this.
Yeah, so the last phrase was all the money. If your GGT, ALP, and bilirubin are fine, then you don't have intrahepatic damage, which is cholestasis or jaundice. Now, if ALT, AST are up, could be because of medications mask the pain. It could be from training, could be also from steroids, but certainly not from testosterone, injectable. So injectable testosterone does not raise the liver enzymes. Training does, paracetamol does, drinking does, fatty liver disease does, okay? But if you have GGT, ALP, and bilirubin, it's all fine. I had a case at the office. There was an obese guy, 6'1", 250, 50% body fat, okay? Ooh. He had GGTs three digital, not because he was drinking, because of the fatty liver, you know? Yeah. And of course, he was not taking any steroid, and the testosterone 182.
Wow. So yeah. Did you get this guy on a weight loss program? Is he going to lose some weight?
Yeah, but along with testosterone, because it cannot work his system with a hypogonadal state. So you start taking TRT because it will burn fat also. That will stimulate your metabolism, your muscles, androgens, oxidized fat. But of course, you need also the diet. All right, but you cannot lose weight when you are of low testosterone. It doesn't work.
50% body fat. Yikes!
I mean, well, yeah, he was like a wave.
Yeah, wow. So I bet if he's 6'1", 250, if we diet him down to like striated glutes, he'd be like
50 pounds at least.
He'd be like 170 pounds. 180. Who knows? But that's all the questions, Doctor. So we're going to air this after your trip to Dubai. So I hope you have an excellent trip over there with Panada Sport and all that. It's going to be a great show. And yeah, I'm a little jealous. I want to go to Dubai someday. It looks like a really cool place.
Yeah, actually, the temperature over there now it's 95. Crazy.
Is it cold over in Greece already?
No, actually in Greece about now is 70.
See, I'm glad you actually know Fahrenheit, because people talk Celsius like Giles. He's like, it's 11 degrees. I'm like, what's that? I don't know what that means.
That was in Budapest, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess. Celsius means nothing to me. I don't know if 10 degrees or 20 or 40 degrees is hot or cold or anything. We're the last country in the world, I think, that uses Fahrenheit, the USA. Yeah, we never got the memo about the metric system. Anyway, have an awesome trip over there, Doctor. Dubai. Have a great time. You can follow along his ventures on Dr. George Souliatos on Instagram. I'm sure he'll be posting some updates and some videos and pictures and stuff like that. So check that out. And guys, if you have questions for the next show, please leave them in the comments here below. We appreciate having Dr. George every week here answering questions. These are things you can't ask your doctor because he won't know the answer. So we have an actual bodybuilder and medical doctor here. It's a very rare thing, and we appreciate you, doctor. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching Ask Dr. Testosterone with Dr. George Souliatos, and we'll see you next time.